Shalom, everyone. Welcome to LJ Spurs Chat. Up the Spurs. Hello, Dan.
Hello, mate. Get in there.
Good to see you. Hope you're enjoying the sun.
Absolutely. Bit of a brown face, but yeah.
Right, let's crack on because it's hot. Spurs 3, Bobo Glimt 1. Spurs, well, Ange surprised a few of us with his selection. Vicario, Porro, Romero, Van der Ven, Udogie, Bissouma, Bentancur, Maddison, Johnson, Slanky, and Richarlison raised quite a few eyebrows yesterday. It seemed to be the right decision. Spurs take a 2-goal advantage to next week's second leg in Norway, but will be disappointed to have conceded the late goal. They were off to a perfect start after only 37 seconds when Porro's cross was headed back across goal from Richarlison, Brendan Johnson to head home, his 4th goal in 11 starts. But Spurs didn't seem to know whether to stick or twist after that, and the game became rather slow. But just after the half hour, those nerves were put to rest after Maddison put them 2-0 ahead. A marvellous long ball over the top by Pedro Porro. Great control by Maddison. And even though he seemed to scuff the shot, it found its way into the bottom corner. Half time, 2-0. Everything's looking good. Richarlison was taken off. Apparently, he said it was for tactical reasons, but apparently had some breathing problems or something at half time. So the tell came on. For the first 15 minutes of the second half, Spurs seemed content on letting Bodo Glimt have plenty of the ball. On 58 minutes, Romero is kicked in the box, and after the referee looks at the pitchside monitor, he awards a penalty. An amusing thing, just before the spot kick was taken, was the Bodo players thought Maddison was going to take it, and they were all trying to put him off. Instead, Maddison just walked over and gave the ball to Solanke, who was cool as a cucumber, slots it home 3-0. Bodo Glimt finally found some attack intent in the last 15 minutes and were rewarded in the 83rd minute when Ulrich Saltned's shot deflected off Bergvall and went in. So Spurs win 3-1, Dan. And before we start, I just want to say that I don't want to put a dampener on it, but... Oh, someone's come on. I think that's aimed at you, Dan, that one. The worrying thing for me...
What was that? I can't see anything.
Oh, can't you see him? Hang on. See it? The worrying thing for me, Dan, is it seemed to me that Bodo Glimt were happy to take a loss as they're so confident at home. I don't know if I'm just not watching it right, but I just thought they went there. It seemed where if we lose by a couple of goals, we'll be all right because they're so good at home. And I heard this, so I looked at their Europa League form this season, the home games. There's some quite impressive results there, and it's a plastic pitch. I've got the win 3-2 against Porto, win 2-1 against Besiktas. They lost at home to Karabag 2-1, beat Tel Aviv 3-1, beat Twente 5-2, beat Olympiacos 3-0, and win 2-0 against Lazio. So that goal, what they scored, that's probably worried me. That. What was your thoughts on it all?
Yeah, I just just quick. I think you're right. I was annoyed at the fact that they got the goal, and I know look, we shouldn't take anything away. We won the game 3. It was 3-1 at the end of the day, so it was a good result. Good to get the win, but you kind of don't want to dwell on that last goal that we've conceded, because I'll start off saying, look, my piece, right? I thought the fans were brilliant last night. They all took it on board. Everybody come in white. It was absolutely brilliant to see the south stands and see what the flag's out and everybody was waving. Good to see Bodo or Boodoo or whatever you say them, all in their yellow. So it's nice to see the stadium full white, flags flying, and a bit of atmosphere, because it has been flat this season for the right reasons.
Yeah,
and we can't doubt the way we have been in the Premier League. We've been absolutely crap. And to lose fucking 19 fucking games is absolute fucking shocking. But you can't take anything away. They tactically, for once, he got something right by putting Richarlison on that left-hand side. And to be fair, I'm not Biss's fan at all, but he had an okay game last night for me.
Yeah.
I thought he had an okay game. But look, let's not. We got the 3-1 result. Let's not get away from it. They had 4 of their first team starters out of that team, and one of them being their main player, Berg, wasn't even in the team. So I think they'll be happy with a 3-1 result, because I think they've got a right good turn to turn us over at their place. And do you know what? I just don't feel confident at this moment. I want to feel confident.
Yeah.
I want to feel that confidence going into that game. But I'm just thinking to myself, if they nick an early goal, it's going to be squeaky bum time. And you know what happens when that happens? The ball runs faster on 4G. It flipping bounces different. Do you know what I mean? They're trying to play out from the back. Anyway, last night it was a good game. Brilliant atmosphere. I'd say brilliant atmosphere for about 47 minutes.
Yeah.
And then I think we just sunk back into, and I said to you a couple of times, this is not what I want to see. I want to see us go for the throat. I want to see us score a hatful of flipping goals, not just 3, because I want them to realise that the game is dead and buried and there's no chance of coming back when we go away.
Yeah.
It didn't happen. After it came out in the second half, obviously there was a bit of a delay coming out for the 4th official having his calf done or whatever. But we just seemed to fall back into, we'll try and contain. We're happy for them to have the ball. We'll have a break. They weren't overcompensating. Paro was choosing when to go. Udogie wasn't overgoing. Do you know what I mean? So they were quite tight and compact. Bentancur last night for me was fucking phenomenal. I thought he was like the Bentancur of a couple of years ago when he was winning the ball, pressing, turning on a 6-punt. Madders was on it last night. Do you know what I mean? And you kind of lose a couple of those players. Madders goes off. Dominic Solanke goes off, little tweaks. Richarlison goes off. So then it changes the dynamics of what he's actually wanting to achieve in that first half. Well, let's face it, they got the job done really, but it just worries me a little bit. The second half, they seemed a little bit flat towards the ends, took the foot off the gas, and then they go and score a goal. So I'm not going to grumble about it. It's a win. So we need to take that into the next game.
I thought that when they went 1-0 up, like I said in the thing there, they didn't know whether to stick or twist. And I was saying, I think, to Paul, why do I keep calling him Paul? Johnny. I think that's a lack of confidence thing. I think if they're not a confident team in a minute, and you can't blame them with 19 defeats. And I think when they went 1-0 up, they just didn't want to lose Tottenham.
No.
That shows confidence throughout the squad to me. That's it. Because if they'd have been on a good one, I think the crowd would have been going forward at every opportunity. But I'm like you. I don't want to knock them. I didn't think it was a bad performance, but I thought they were sort of in their shell a bit, and that is down to lack of confidence. Do you know what I mean?
But I mean, let's face it. Ange's shouldered a whole lot of pain this season, and rightly so. Sometimes he got it right last night to a certain extent.
Yeah, because a lot of people raised their eyebrows, but it worked.
It did. Let's face it, there was a lot of those diagonal balls being played. Richarlison can't score on a flipping brothel, but he can header the ball. And what he gives us in work rate, along with Solanke, is what we kind of seen for that 45 minutes that he was on. So that was good to see that. One thing that really frustrates me is Johnson. He's good for the goal, but once he's got that, he just drifts off. He just drifted. Drifts out of the game. Drifted out.
I've been watching a lot of social media today, Dan, and a lot of these channels. And across the channels, he has been the main talking point. He's now had 4 goals and 11 starts, as I said. But I think he's had 24 goals involvements in this season. And he's a main topic of conversation today. People are saying exactly that. What does he do?
I mean, he knows where to be. He knows how to time his runs.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can't argue. That's clearly what they want. Some of what Ange's trying to do. Back post. Do you know what I mean? Draw people in, set them on, and then they go down the line.
What Ange wants him, but he's not doing enough, is he?
No, he's not, mate. Not for me. He knows where the goal is, but he's just seems so reserved. He just he's treading in mud. He just doesn't. He won't take that player on. He won't take him on the outside. Do you know what I mean? And sometimes it's too one-directional what he's trying to do. But let's listen. I don't want to dampen on what happened last night, because let's face it, we have got one foot in that final, and it's down to us now. It's down to us and those players. I thought Romero's stupid in the end, getting flipping elbow in that. It's just an absolute typical Argentinian Romero thing, isn't it?
What worries me is that we couldn't even beat Tamworth on their plastic. Before the game started, I'm proper worried about that pitch. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, it's uptight and personal, isn't it? It's nice and close, and let's face it, there's only going to be 400 fans going from Spurs, so, and it holds 8,000 or something, so yeah, it's going to be noisy. Do you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, the boys have got to be up for this. They're potentially going to be playing in the final. They kind of like don't want to have their eye on that final, because that could be what's going to kick them. Do you know what I mean? That's what's going to do them. They've just got to get this job done and get it done. It's frustrating that they're forming Europe cannot be transferred into the league, because it's utter bollocks. We haven't got bad players. We've got good players. And it just seems to me that that's down to the manager, and he can't get the players. They just seem like there's nothing to play for. But there's nothing to play for because they've got themselves into that rut. So it's no injuries now. We've got the odd couple of people. I just think that there was some cracking performances last night, and as a team and a fan base and everything, they did well for the majority of the game, and then just let it just go. But do you know what I mean? I know other sites, and I've listened to podcasts and whatnot. We don't want to dwell on that. That's a little blip, so we're not going to talk about it. But it did happen. So, and it was a deflected goal, and you couldn't happen. But again, the last point I'll say on it, I think Vic should have done better. I just think that he was going straight. He was down too early.
I thought that at first, but then when I saw the slow motion, it just looped off to Bentancur's foot, who didn't.
Off his ankle.
But I am proper worried about it, because it worried me that, as I said in my thing there, the Bodo Glimt didn't have any attacking intention until the last 15 minutes, and when they did, forget the goal even, they did look dangerous.
Oh, they could, mate, even in the first half, in the first 20 minutes, they were playing through Spurs quite easily.
They should have scored right on the stroke of half time, shouldn't they?
Yeah, it's a cracking effort from that.
But, same team, second leg, and how do they approach it then, Tottenham? Hit them on the break?
Yeah, I think they've.
See,
I think they've got to go for it. I think they need to go for it and try and get. I don't like us trying to contain, trying to keep the ball, especially on that pitch. I'm not wanting them to be passing that ball back to Vicario, because I'm not a fan of his, to be honest. I think he's a bit of a liability. He can't kick, really. He's got no confidence in the box. He's a cracking shot stopper, but other than that, he's probably our best goalkeeper for that. Kingsky's a better deliverer. I don't know. I would. It depends. It depends what he wants to get out of 45 and 45.
Yeah,
I think we've got to go for it.
Yeah. I can't see Ange. I can't see him not going for it, because it's not in his way. But if it was me personally, I would play Mickey van der Ven, Romero, and Danzo, and use the wing backs on that pitch. But I can't.
Yeah, I'd probably go 3-5-2, to be honest.
I can't see that. I agree with Harry there. I would start Tell. I thought Tell looked good when he come on. I mean, Bergval's out for the season, they reckon. That's a massive blow. Maddison's knee doesn't look good, so that could be. So I thought Maddison done right last night.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he did as well. He said, Ange said that he just felt a little bit of a tweak, and he thought it's precautionary. We'll just take it off, and that was the same with Dom. So they've done a lot of running about, mate. Do you know what I mean? If you feel something, there's no point risking it. Rather, I wouldn't even play him Sunday, and I know it's against fucking West Ham, but I just wouldn't. I wouldn't risk him.
I'd put the weakest team out against West Ham.
Yeah, see, I know
it's West Ham, but you've got, the Europa League final is bigger than West Ham.
I know, but we don't want to be finishing below them, because they are absolute dross.
We need to. I don't know if they've got one at the training ground. Have they a plastic pitch? I'd imagine they have in that facility. They need practice.
Yeah, they have indoors.
They need to sort that out. What did you reckon to Postecoglou after he said, "We're in a good position. the players were outstanding, and the performance was everything it needed to be: organised, defensively, and calm going forward. They score the goal late, but that doesn't reflect the performance in the game. If we repeat that in the second leg, it will be enough to go through. Do you agree with that?
First half performance, yes. Second half performance, no.
Yeah.
I thought it was a game of two halves last night.
Yeah.
Getting that early goal after 37 seconds kind of like set us on our way, because that doesn't go in.
Yeah.
I think as time goes on, you start thinking, where's the goal coming from? A couple of chances go begging and stuff and all that lot. So to get that goal early, and that's why I think we need to get a goal early to give us another bit of a cushion, and having that free goal cushion. I mean, I would have liked us to have gone 4-0 or something to that place, because I just don't trust the players on that pitch, to be honest.
I'm just hoping that we can hit them on the break. So I'll bring back that Forest thing. Someone was saying on a channel earlier that Brennan Johnson has come to Spurs from Forest, a completely different game. He was effective for Forest because he was brilliant on the break, because as we all know, Forest sit back, and Johnson was brilliant at that. And I'm just hoping that might be the case in the second leg, because he is good going forward, Johnson. I love it when Johnson gets it, not rather than Kugelewski, who was poor.
Yeah, he was. But then I don't know where's he wanting to play, what he wants him to do, what he wants to offer. I just don't see it with him at the moment. I just don't see what.
If Madders is out next week, which could happen, who would you put in his place? Would it be Kugelewski in the middle there?
It's going to have to be, isn't it?
Yeah.
Although we've lost our 50% of our engine in Bergville.
Yeah.
And we've lost a massive chunk of creativity. Somebody that can pass that ball around that corner that makes that run. So Bergville, let's face it, I don't think we've got him. So that's going to be a massive miss. You're definitely looking at Basuma or Sarr with Bentancur. And I wouldn't risk Bentancur at all this weekend against West Ham. I wouldn't risk him at all, because he's becoming quite pivotal to what we're trying to do at the moment. And I think the approach is that we don't need to be gung-ho.
No, we don't.
We don't need to be gung-ho in this competition, because it's Europe. It's not the Premier League. It's not fast-paced. It might be different when we play against Man United in the final, if we get there and they get there. It might be a little bit different. But I think Angie's interview after he was a little bit flat. I think they were trying to lead him onto some questions that he probably deflected away and didn't answer. I thought he was. I think it's going to be.
It's going to be a nervy one, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it will be nervy. But no, some good performances.
Let's move on to quickly other news before we go, Dan. Rumours are now thick and fast coming in that Fabio Paratici has agreed terms to come back to Tottenham. And I've also heard that there's going to be a massive restructure of that thing. And if Paratici comes back, he will have the final say on who's to be the next manager, if Ange does. There's a lot of rumblings going on in that department. Rumours that, what's his name? Munn? Is it Munn? Yeah, Munn and Lange will be going.
Yeah. Well, who's the new CEO?
Yeah, I can't remember his name, but the one that comes from Arsenal.
Yeah.
But yeah, if he can,
it makes you wonder whether Levy's going to take a back seat.
It does. But I said on the last one, I think that the recruitment was miles better under Fabio Paratici, weren't it?
Yeah, I think he's got a good gauge on the Italian league, and obviously we can look at that with who we've got. But I think he's been missed. I think we missed a really good scout and a chief scout for what we wanted to do. The other thing that's quite alarming is what's been going on about the funds or lack of funds.
Do you reckon someone said earlier on they think that's a red herring?
Yeah, but what's his name who's saying that today? He's all about Spurs, isn't he? So he's right on the money with it. So the comparisons between us and Aston Villa and all, it's absolutely shocking. Do you know what I mean? That's really bad. So it just makes you wonder.
$1 million that ENIC have invested or something stupid like that.
200 was it 200 million? Yeah. Ridiculous.
I can't see that that we have to sell to buy. I can't. But unless that last, was it a 70 million bid right on the last day for that Gay from Palace? Or was that just old?
I don't know whether it's just people trying to tout Tottenham out and this,
You
that, and the
don't
other.
want
And this is,
anyone know you got money, do you? That's the other thing. Because all the prices go up.
I think if Spurs want to go out and buy somebody,
They can.
I think they. Look, listen, we've said it before. If we want to be competing, there's got to be some risk here somewhere. There's got to be some risk. We can't just keep going on saying, "Oh yeah, we're going to have this event and that event and all that lot." We've got to, because we can't go through another season of finishing 17th. We just can't do it. And if we're in the Champions League, that squad that we've got now is finishing near the bottom of that Champions League, I'm afraid. I think, because we can't compete on four fronts with what we've got there. Do you know? I don't think that we can, personally, after seeing how we've been in. I think he's got to go at the end of the season, Ange, to be fair. I think even if we win it, yeah, because I don't want to be downtrodden about him, because I said to you before, didn't it? And I said it on social media. We need to get out of this. There's no leaders at the moment in Spurs, and that's top to bottom. Somebody needs to stand up and say, right, we're in the semi-final of the flipping Europa League, potentially going to a final. We don't want any. What's his future going to be? Who's coming in? This and that. All we want is our press officer should be saying we want it to be talking about the semi-final and how's that going to go and what we're expecting. That's all the questions should be. The Premier League's done. Do you know what I mean? In my eyes, is that nobody from Tottenham has stood up and gone, right, no. If you're not going to ask a question about the Europa League, then we don't want to hear anything else, because that's what we're concentrating. We need to create positivity. We need to drive the positivity through our fans into that team and get right behind them and get behind Ange. Now, whether you like him or not, or think he's doing it, we've got to get behind him, because Christ Almighty, we really, really do need to win this cup. We need to win it, mate. We need it, because next year will be so hard. Who's going to want to come? What player's going to want to come if we don't win it? What manager's going to want to come if we get rid of Ange?
Yeah.
Who's going to come? So all these ifs and buts and what's and all that lot. And I just think we just need to. There needs to be some positivity. We need to start creating it now. And last night, the positivity was there, but then you could hear it drop when we conceded the goal. You can hear the crowd just go, "Oh God!" So no.
I wonder what Daniel Levy was thinking last night when they went 3-0 up and they started seeing we want Levy out.
Well, it's pressure on him, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. There's more protests coming and all that lot. He needs to realise that he's been the hindrance for so long now. So he either steps aside and somebody else comes in, or he gets behind the team and he just basically steps aside and says, right, you're the CEO, you go and deal with that. Parachichi, you go and deal with that. Just come to me when you've got your flipping whoever you want to sign and sort out the manager and X, Y, Z and all that lot. We just don't need him.
Players in now. Now go and get some proven ones. That's what I want to see now.
Yeah, we need to buy some quality players, because we don't have quality all over that pitch.
No. It'll be interesting to see, Dan, won't it? Yeah. But it was a good result, but I'm like you. I am nervous about it, so I'll be crapping myself next Thursday.
I think that's just a Spurs way, though, isn't it?
They will scrape through.
Yeah, I think we'll get through it. It's how we scrape through it, and how if we can come through it unscathed.
Yeah. Injury wise as well, we don't want these injuries mounting up, do we?
No, I mean it'll be interesting if we do get there, and who it's against.
Interesting to see what team he picks on Sunday as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I would give the likes of Moore and Gray and Danzo and flipping Davis, get them all in there, Spence, the whole lot, a couple of younger boys, and say, right, just go and play.
Yeah, I would, yeah. Because like I know it's West Ham, but it's their cup final, not ours.
Nah.
Do you know what I mean? In my opinion, this is massive. But it looks like Manchester United, though, if we do get through, Dan.
Yes. Yeah,
and
I mean,
Law averages, and being a Spurs fan, says to me, we've beaten 3 times this season, we're bound to lose in the final. I said that from the start of the competition, actually.
Yeah. Do you know what the worrying thing for me is they've not lost in Europe.
No.
So he's another manager that knows how to get results in that competition.
Yeah.
And he seems to get the best out of his team. So that's a slight worry that they are at that position now as we get to the latter stages of this competition. Because let's face it, they ain't going to roll over. They'll be right in our faces. His 3-4-3 formation is going to be right at us. Garnacho will be running a flipping. Højbjerg will be up there, and whoever's that other young boy or Hamed or whatever his name is he still injured?
I don't know, mate.
Anyway, listen, we've got to get there first of all. But
yeah, I'm just worried about
I think you're kind of like on one side, you're kind of thinking, I would rather go and play against Bilbao if we're going to lose in the final. You'd rather lose to them than Man United because you're never at the end of it.
Well, it was like the League Cup final we played against Manchester United a few years ago. We played really well in that game. You know, we lost on penalties.
Yeah.
We played really well in that game. It is a mental thing. I know it shouldn't be. It's because
it's mentally,
but it's a club mentality, isn't it?
Yeah.
They need to get this monkey off their back, don't they?
Yeah, and especially like if we ain't got Bergville, which is looking like we haven't, that's a massive, massive loss. Because he's an engine. He's getting in your face. He's giving a tackle out. He's flying all over the place. He don't give a shit. So that's going to be a massive, massive loss. And there's no one really to fill those shoes.
There ain't no one.
Just
hoping it matters. If he's got a bit of a dodgy knee, that don't play him Sunday and give him a week to recover, see how he gets on.
Yeah, I think he'll be all right. I think if we see him for half an hour or so, then I think that means he's all right. And he's just these couple of days now, he's just had a bit of rest on it, and then he'll go and ice it again, and then we'll have a couple of days.
I'll tell you, I had a good game before we go down. I'd like to give a shout out to Porro.
Go on then. Yeah.
His deliveries are great, isn't they?
Yeah. There's nobody in our team that strikes the ball like he does on that diagonal ball that can whip across in. And he gets a lot of stick. He's not the best at defending. But when he's so gung-ho sometimes in games, and he just gets lost with wanting to go forward. At the end of the day, these players are only doing what the manager wants them to do, and what the manager is saying to do. So if he's saying on one breath, right, Porro, you get right up there, it's on him. It's on him if we're caught, if we give the ball away up high, and then we're caught. Yeah, he does. I mean, I think he's had a very up and down season. I didn't think he was bad last night. I didn't think he was. I thought he had a good game last night, but I didn't think he was.
When he come back from his injury, he poor, but and each game has gone on.
Yeah, he's got better.
He's getting better, because he was out for so long. I thought he had a great game.
I mean, there was a few. Biss had a good game. Bentancur, I thought had a really good game.
Say that, Dad.
No, credit where credit's due. He didn't look at the opposition we're playing against. He didn't. There wasn't.
I thought that every player last night got a 7, 8 out of 10, and that's better.
I mean, we didn't really have to talk about Van de Ven too much, do we?
No, we didn't. He was quite quiet, wasn't he?
Yeah.
But I think sometimes it's better for all of your teams to have a 7, 8 out of 10 rather than one have a 9, one have a 9, another one have a 9.
Yeah.
The rest are crap. I thought they did show discipline, but as I said earlier, I think that's the lack of confidence. It's a shame that they couldn't go for it more. But I'm going to go for. I think we'll scrape it through. Yeah,
I'm going to go for a 2-1 win.
Do you think we'll win over there?
Yeah, I think 2-1. I think we'll win, mate. I think we'll win.
We'll keep it short. Hot.
Yeah. Short and sweet.
Anything else you want to say?
No, fans were amazing last night. I thought the South Stand looked absolutely brilliant.
It pissed on Arsenal's thing, didn't it?
Oh, fucking hell, mate. What a bunch of... I mean, I'm not being funny. They are a right fucking noddy outfit, aren't they? I mean, the flag wasn't even in the fucking centre. It was off canter, off to the left-hand side. And I'm thinking, you absolute amateurs, look at the state here. No wonder you fucking...
flag I put up instead. What they
Yeah,
had.
I know. Yeah, fucking brilliant.
That's good. Tottenham's thing was well good, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Fair play to the fans, man, last night.
Oh, fucking Arsenal fans' TV was. I was just fucking giggling at it. I was in hysterics looking at it. Ty going absolutely balmy.
I saw that name, the bald-headed chavvy on there.
Oh, fucking hell, he's a right knobhead, isn't he?
He was going off the nut. He don't usually go like that.
Mate, they always fucking chat shit on
there. They're not out, man. They're not out.
It's only 1-0.
Oh, I don't know why they're going off the nut.
They went to bloody Real Madrid and won. Do you know what I mean? So PSG are a different team at home as what they are away. I think they've got away with one there, PSG. I think if they'd have come, I think if you'd have said to them, would you take a draw? They'd have gone, yeah, we'll take a draw. We'll bring them back to our place. But to have the win, that's that added. So, yeah, I fucking left a bad taste in my fucking mouth talking about those spunkers.
Yeah. All right, Dan, I'll leave you.
Yes, mate. Yes.
Enjoy a few more celebration-y beers. I'll have some celebration-y water.
Yes, on to fucking wet spam.
I'm not. Do you know what? It's the first time in ages. I'm not bothered about West Ham.
I wasn't bothered about the bin dippers last week either. It was just pointless
it would
playing.
Be funny if we put a lot of young team out and beat West Ham. They're absolutely pony under Potter, which has surprised me.
Yeah,
because a lot of people wanted Potter to come to us, but I don't know what's happening now. But as I said, it's their cup final. They'll be singing with champions of Europe, even though it's an absolute joke. And I mean this, and I say it to all Spurs fans out there. I'm not just saying this. I'm honestly not, Dan. If we was in the Conference League, right, I wouldn't even watch us. If they got to the final, I'd watch
I definitely wouldn't be singing with champions of Europe.
Yeah, that's embarrassing.
Yeah, and you can't. I think the days have gone where the UEFA Cup and the Cup Winners' Cup were so different because yes, it's a European. You're a champion of Europe in the UEFA Cup. Do you know what I mean?
Well, the Europa League is still a big cup.
Yeah, it is a big cup, but I mean, I'd still feel a little bit silly going champions of Europe and all that. Do you know what I mean? Because actually,
we won the Europa League.
We won the Europa League.
You wouldn't sing it, would you?
No, you wouldn't. I wouldn't sing it personally. I would just rub it in people's fucking in their wounds by saying, "Well, we actually have won a European Cup, another one to add to our other ones that Arsenal haven't won already." So
if you saw, I don't know what game was on, but it was actually Glenn Hoddle, fair play, come on the telly and actually said it's quite embarrassing, really, that they sing that. And I was like, "Go on, Glenn." It is a Muppets Cup.
It is.
I said I would. I'm genuinely. Because a lot of people are going, oh, yeah, whatever, mate. I wouldn't even watch it. It does not interest me. If they got to the final of the Conference League, Tottenham, I'd watch it. Of course I would. But it's such a piss take. It's an absolute piss take, that cup.
It's all about
all
about the money.
It is. Yeah. All right, Dan, we'll have a good weekend.
Yes, mate. I've got my shirts inbound.
Your shirt's inbound? Which one?
Black one.
Oh, did you? What?
Yeah.
I bet you went and got. I bet you fought out for the Popper one, didn't you?
Fuck that shit, mate. They ain't worth that much.
Oh, same place as me.
Have you seen some of the visualization of the home strip for next year?
I like it. I didn't like it at first.
Nike strip in the underneath with the cockerel on top.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm not sure I like the sleeves, the blue sleeve bit.
I've seen a couple of pictures of it, and there's one that I thought, I wish I'd have got that one. But the black ones, well, they say it's black, Dan. But when you look really, really closely at it,
is it purple?
It's like a green.
Right.
It's like a green, but it's nice, man.
See, nice. I want a navy blue and yellow away strip. That's what I want us to have.
Yeah, I've always liked Spurs when they've had yellow kits.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I like their yellow kits, but apparently, from what I've seen, I think the black shirt is the away one, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah,
and it's gone down well with fans.
Yeah,
it's gone.
Can't
down
go wrong with black, can you?
Yeah. Well, if you got it from the same place, Dan, you should get it in about a month. It does take a long time to come through.
Yes,
but I think next time I'll get the white one as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right, mate. Yes, catch you in a bit. Yes, good weekend, mate. See you later.
See you later, mate.
Bye.
See you later.